Good evening, this is All India Radio Kohima and I'm Navin Pradhan with the evening news. The headlines. Comptroller and Auditor General of India report says various government departments in Nagaland failed to submit utilization certificates for 760.72 crore rupees. NDPP says elected representatives have risen above party politics in passing resolution on the Naga Politcal Issue. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman calls upon private sector to be part of India's growing needs, and Vice President M Venkaiah Naidu says India's linguistic diversity is the cornerstone of a country's ancient civilization. The details. Nationalist Democratic Progressive Party NDPP has said elected representatives of the people have risen above party politics and unanimously passed a 7-point resolution on the Naga political issue in the just concluded assembly session. NDPP congratulated the members of the 13th Nagaland Legislative Assembly NLA for passing the resolution urging all Naga national groups to come together as one to bring about one solution for one people. NDPP Media and Communication Committee in a communique further appealed to all members of the NLA to continue to unitedly pursue for an early settlement to the Naga political issue. The party lauded Chief Minister Nipurio, who is also Minister in charge of Finance, and the PDA government for successfully passing Budget 2021-22. NDPP said the Budget 2021-22 is visionary and path-breaking. It said the budget gives special impetus on infrastructure development, innovation and creativity and focus on youth empowerment, which is commendable and needs to be appreciated by all sections. The party said despite COVID-19 pandemic, the government has undertaken a Herculean exercise in ensuring that all sectors have been adequately covered by the budget. NDPP said it is confident that the PDA government under the leadership of Chief Minister Nipurio will continue to deliver to the people justice, development and good governance despite the financial constraints the state is going through. The Comptroller and Auditor General CAG of India in its report for the period ending 31st March 2019 said that various government departments in Nagaland failed to submit utilization certificates UCs for 760.72 crore rupees. The report tabled by Chief Minister Nipurio in the Assembly said that non-submission of utilization certificates indicated that absence of assurance on utilization of funds. The CAG said the 187 utilization certificates for 760.72 crore rupees was due for submission as of March 2019. Among the major defaulters, School Education Department failed to submit 18 UCs for 171.81 crore rupees. Industries and Commerce 29 UCs for 27.39 crore rupees, Youth Resources and Sports 2 UCs for 14.88 crore rupees, and Health and Family Welfare Department 16 UCs for 11.1 crore rupees. The CAG said the huge pendency in submission of UCs is fraught with risk of fraud and misappropriation of funds. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has called upon the private sector to be part of India's growing needs, aspirations and demands across various sectors. Speaking in Bengaluru today at the interaction with the industry leaders, the minister said that the budget presented by her acts like a facilitator for the private sector to energize growth. Saying that the budget has set a path for the coming decade, she added that the government borrowings used for the stimulus package announced by her is aimed at core sectors that will trigger the growth of the economy and produce ripple effects across the sectors. Emphasizing on the importance of the private sector, she said that India has proved its mettle as a soft power by supplying COVID vaccines to 100 countries. She said this gesture has sent the message that India is humane and strongly believes in peaceful coexistence and wants humanity to progress with everyone's good in mind. She also highlighted the need to bring in sustained growth and take care of the fiscal deficit for the rapid recovery of our economy post-pandemic. Vice President M Venkaiah Naidu today said that India's linguistic diversity is the cornerstone of our country's ancient civilization. Inaugurating a webinar on fostering multilingualism for inclusion in education and society on the occasion of International Mother Language Day, Naidu stressed on the need for usage of the mother tongue. He expressed happiness that this year, the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Culture and IGNCA are organizing the 4-day virtual event to preserve and promote awareness among the people. He said language links the past with the present and is the depositor of collective wisdom. He said the mother tongue, which is an important link to socio-cultural identity, needs to be preserved, promoted, and propagated. Naidu said it is unfortunate and detrimental that children are being educated in a language which is alien and not spoken at home. He emphasized that the initial education of a kid must be through the mother tongue. He said educators and parents must take cognizance of this fact and primary education must be in the mother tongue. He said usage of the mother tongue must be included in governance. You're listening to the news from All India Radio, Kohima. Nagaland today reported one new COVID-19 positive case from Kohima, taking the total cases to 12,192. State Health and Family Welfare Minister S. Pangnibhom in a tweet informed that 6 more COVID patients have recovered from Kohima, increasing the total recovery to 11,936. The minister said the total active cases has come down to 13. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today inaugurated the 26th edition of the Hunar Haat in New Delhi. Speaking on the occasion, the minister said Hunar Haat brings together indigenous artisans and craftsmen from across the country. He said this haat is a beautiful exhibition of India's traditional art and craft and, more importantly, the country's cultural mosaic. The minister said that Hunar Haat gives emphasis on vocal for local, which is the basis of self-reliant India. He said the haat plays an important role in the national and international branding of arts and crafts of artisans so that they get a fair price for their products. The Ministry of Minority Affairs is organizing the Hunar Haat on the theme of Vocal for Local. The Hunar Haat will be underway till 1st March. More than 600 artisans and craftsmen from more than 31 states and UTs are participating. The indigenous handmade products from every corner of the country are available under one roof at Hunar Haat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Assam and West Bengal tomorrow. In Assam, the Prime Minister will dedicate important projects of the oil and gas sector to the nation in an event organized at Silapathar in Dhemaji, Assam. He will also lay the foundation stone for engineering colleges during the event. In West Bengal, the Prime Minister will inaugurate several railway projects in Hooghly. The centre has advised the states that are witnessing a spike in daily new COVID-19 cases to refocus on strict and comprehensive surveillance as well as stringent containment in selected districts. Health Ministry said Maharashtra, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Goa and Chandigarh have weekly positivity rate more than the national average. To contain the spike, the centre has written to the states to increase the proportion of RT-PCR tests and subject rapid antigen negative people to mandatory retest by RT-PCR. The states were advised regular monitoring of the mutant strains through testing followed by genome sequencing as well as monitoring of the emerging cluster of cases. And as the nation fights COVID-19 pandemic, let us all remember to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, wash hands frequently with soap and water, or use hand sanitizer, and follow social distancing norms. And to end the news, a reminder of the headlines. Comptroller and Auditor General of India report says various government departments in Nagaland failed to submit utilization certificates for 760.72 crore rupees. NDPP says elected representatives have risen above party politics in passing resolution on the Naga Politcal Issue. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman calls upon private sector to be part of India's growing needs. And Vice President M Venkaiah Naidu says India's linguistic diversity is the cornerstone of our country's ancient civilization. And that is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.